From the north side of the San Francisco Bay to Singapore, welcome to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio with your host, business owner, lecturer, author, master trainer, Tiaja. With over 30 years of experience in the health and fitness industry, he will challenge the fitness between your ears. So prepare your mind, body, and soul for the revolution of self-care, the evolution of fit, with real talk about real people, real health, real fitness, and the real deal behind our present illness culture. Real talk every time, all the time. Get weekly insights on how to shift your thinking, emoting, eating, training, hydrating, goal setting, and resting for you, the everyday athlete. You can cheat your fitness, but you can't steal your health flow. It's Tuesday, 9 a.m. Let's flow.
Welcome to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio, where we challenge the fitness between your ears. I'm your host, Tiaja. You know, the other day, I asked a client to name me one woman who isn't on a diet or who just got off a diet or is on her way to a diet, and she had to agree with me. The sad truth is, women have been programmed by the health and fitness industry to obsess over their weight, but everything in the body weighs something. So the idea of losing weight is not only purposefully misleading, it's just wrong. The average percentage of weight for each body part is as follows. The trunk, chest, back, and abdomen are about 50% of the body weight. The thighs are about 10%. The head about 7.5%. The legs about 4.5%. The upper body about 2.5%. The forearm about 1.5%. The foot 1.5%. The hand less than 1%. Now, of course, the numbers vary depending on who you ask, but the point is, your body weight is not just fat. In fact, water makes up the bulk of the weight of the human body, not fat. Which begs a question, what are you really losing then when you go on one of those weight loss diets? The short answer, water weight. Now, I'm sure this comes as no surprise to anyone who has ever struggled to lose weight. So then my question is, why does the fitness industry continues to emphasize body weight over the loss of body fat? The answer to this question isn't nearly as obvious, but here's the plain truth. The fitness industry knows that your fat cells are fixed, meaning you never actually lose fat, you simply shrink it and or redistribute it. Most of us would rather have less fat distribution around our abdomen or hips and buttocks, and therein lies the problem. You don't get to determine where your fat is distributed in the body without surgery. Your genetics, not diet or exercise, determines that. Once you better understand the process of lipolysis or lipogenesis in the body, your obsession over losing fat lessens. You begin to focus your energy on the things you can control, like healthy balance. Now here's a quick tour that I share with all my clients, and I will share with you. First of all, you're going to have to open your mind and allow yourself to rethink the purpose of fat. I can assure you that by the end of this series, you will know all you need to know to change your body fat's composition. So where does it all begin? It begins with mastication, which is just a fancy word for chewing. But this is where the process of digestion begins, not the stomach, but in the mouth. From there, your meal travels to the stomach, the pancreas, and small intestine, which breaks down your food into smaller components, amino acids, fat, and carbohydrates. Now these go into the circulatory system, where some get deposited directly into the tissues and some go to the liver, where they are broken down and processed even further. The liver takes digested food and turns it into substances the body can use for energy, growth, and maintenance. The liver then converts a portion of the amino acids we ingest and uses them to create the proteins our bodies need. It takes the remainder of the amino acids as well as carbohydrates, sugars, and fats and turns them into three main sources of energy: glucose, glycogen, and stored fat. And that's where the journey of fat redistribution begins. Today will be just another day unless you decide today that it won't be. It is Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019. Let's flow. Fat's responsibilities don't end with storing and managing energy. We also use it for producing heat, insulating our organs, and serving as a messenger to our immune system. Our fat plays different roles because our bodies contain more than one type. The type of fat that stores energy is called white fat, and the white fat is what we want to lose when we're overweight. There's also brown fat, which is found in the neck, back, and heart regions. Its color comes from the high density of organelles called mitochondria. The difference between these two types of fat is more than color. While the white kind stores energy, the brown kind actually burns energy or heat. Brown fat accomplishes this through a special protein called thermogenin. Infants have a higher proportion of brown fat than adults, although the latter have more beige fat. Beige fat was discovered in 2012 by Dr. Bruce Spiegelman, a researcher at the Joslin Diabetes Center in Boston. He found that during exercise, our muscles produce a hormone called irisin, which sends a message to this beige fat and ultimately converts it to brown. It is not certain why the body grows more brown fat in response to exercise, but for the sake of weight loss, beige is the new brown. The idea of manipulating white fat, injecting it with brown fat, or converting it to beige is now an active area of research for obesity treatment. Now, this is a step in the right direction, especially when compared to current treatments like gastric bypass or liposuction, which are extremely injurious to the body's overall health and balance. Exercise as well as exposure to cold has also been shown to increase activity of brown or beige fat in adults. Now, I've been preaching the virtues of a cold shower for years because the cold has been known or been shown to increase activity of brown fat. Brown fat has the potential to reduce white fat, scientists now believe.
In this video, we're going to talk about the difference between white fat and brown fat. And then I'm going to give you my opinion on why it's really important to try to increase the amount of brown fat in your body, primarily because brown fat is metabolic, meaning that it can create energy, it can create heat, and it can help you burn calories and increase your metabolism. Hello everyone, my name is Mike Cola, and I've been a fitness trainer and gym owner for over 25 years. And if this is your first time here, and you really want to improve your fitness, health, and nutrition along with me, hit that subscribe button. I put out videos like this every single week. Okay, let's get right to it. Okay, what's the difference between brown fat, white fat? Then we're even going to discuss towards the end of the video, beige fat. Okay, so let's get into brown fat first. Okay, what is brown fat? Brown fat, first of all, is brown in color, primarily because it's very rich, has a lot of mitochondria in it. So mitochondria is like the engine of the cell. That's what can create heat. That's what can burn energy. That's why brown fat is metabolic. It doesn't just sit there like white fat, that subcutaneous fat does. It's actually a good thing to increase the amount of brown fat in your body because you can potentially burn the bad fat and you can just burn calories in general. So it's something that you want to do. For example, like fit, healthy people generally have a greater percentage of brown fat as opposed to people who are sedentary and overweight. So that's an indicator right there that it's good to increase the amount of brown fat on your body. Now, years ago, doctors and scientists felt that only babies and like young children had brown fat. And as they grew up, pretty much by 6, 7 years old, almost all the brown fat went away. But a lot of recent research in the last 10 years has shown that no, you do maintain brown fat, primarily between your shoulder blades and your back and maybe under your arms. But you can do specific things to increase the amount of brown fat in your body, which is really a great thing. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video, but let's talk about white fat first. Okay, what is white fat? White fat is that like subcutaneous fat that you're probably so familiar with. It's that fat around your midsection. It's that fat in your triceps, on the back of your arm, your hips and your thighs. That's the type of fat you want to get rid of, that common subcutaneous fat. And there's also visceral fat. Visceral fat is fat like that cushion the organs that's deep, within the body. Now it's not, this white fat obviously does serve a purpose. It's just your biggest energy reserve, right? You store energy, you store calories in this white fat, right? Plus, white fat also gives off leptin. Leptin is the appetite, like suppressant hormone. When you eat and you increase your fat cells, it gives off leptin, which makes you feel satisfied. Some people have issues with that. For example, if you overeat and you're overweight, you might be leptin resistant, meaning that you're not responding to the leptin. That means you eat, you don't feel satisfied, and you keep eating. So that's something you do want to correct, right? Okay, now let's talk about how you can increase the amount of brown fat on your body. Okay, one way research has shown that just exercising in general. Exercising creates an environment, creates a response that could potentially increase the amount of brown fat in your body. So besides burning calories and getting fit and getting healthy, another great argument to exercise, right? Do resistance training can increase the amount of brown fat on your body. So double fold, you burn calories from exercising, you get fit and healthy, plus you can increase your metabolism, not only by increasing your muscle mass, by increasing the amount of brown fat on your body. Okay, another thing that's kind of really popular and trendy now is cold therapy. Now, you may be hearing these celebrities and these athletes, they're taking these ice cold showers or they're going into ice tubs. One of the primary reasons why they're doing this is to increase the amount of brown fat on your body. Just think, when you give your body a stimulus, it responds. So if you're in actually an ice cold tub of water and you start shivering, the body adapts and it's going to increase the amount of brown fat on your body. Okay. But now you just, unfortunately, the research has shown you just can't casually, like just, at the end of a hot shower, just kind of sprinkle yourself with cold water. You really got to, be in this cold water for a reasonable amount of time to the point where you're almost shivering to truly increase the amount of brown fat in your body, okay? Now, there's also another type of fat called beige fat. Okay, now there's a PhD that I follow. He puts out some great content. His name is Ben Beckman. And he's done a lot of research when it comes to low carb eating, ketosis, a lot about this brown fat. And what he's concluded from some of his research is that if you keep your insulin levels low, and potentially if you follow like maybe a ketogenic diet, or more importantly, if you pretty much get into ketosis. See, ketosis creates an environment that can potentially increase the amount of beige or brown fat on your body. For example, it can take the white fat, which is pretty much just sitting there in your body. It's not very metabolic. It's not really burning too many calories, and actually increase the amount of mitochondria in the white fat and actually turn it into beige fat. So it's not truly 100% brown fat, but it's still much more metabolic. It still can produce energy. It can produce heat much more than typical white fat. And he's finding that when your insulin levels are low and when you're in a state of ketosis, this potentially can happen, which is really an important thing. And I'm going to link up some videos I did. I'm a big believer in, a low carbohydrate eating. I follow time restricted eating, and I wake up every morning in ketosis. Check out some of the videos I'm going to link up. I think you'll really enjoy them. But these are all, great points. But let's review this whole thing now. Okay. First of all, you want to increase the amount of brown fat on your body, primarily because it's metabolic. It's going to help you burn calories. It's going to increase your metabolism and help you burn that unwanted subcutaneous white fat. Now, how do you do it? You do it through exercise. You do it through cold therapy. There's other research that's indicating maybe even getting adequate sleep, pretty much by leading a healthy lifestyle. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And remember, if you really want to improve your fitness, health, and nutrition along with me, hit that subscribe button. And also, I'd be really interested to know, have you ever experimented with any of these, ice cold showers, or you do any of those ice cold, like cold therapy, those ice tub baths? Are you trying to increase the amount of brown fat in your body? I'd be very interested. I'm sure everyone watching the video would be too. Okay. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Take care.
Now here are my 2 cents, and feel free to keep the change. What we know today is fat is an energy storage system for the body. It's like the extended storage in your computer. But the body stores fat for cellular repairs, collagen production, organ and organ insulation. The science and medical community have known this since 1946, when Benjamin Shapiro and Chaim Ernst Wertheimer at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem revealed that adipocytes could also make their own fat. See, up until then, researchers still believed that fat was merely a passive storage system with no metabolic capabilities. Shapiro and Wertheimer had discovered that fat possessed the power to produce itself. But here's what I really hope that you take away from this episode. If fat possesses the power to produce itself, then why is the health and fitness industry's over-obsession with counting calories and fat? What is the purpose of Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem or any other diet system for that matter? Is it all about the money? Of course it is. They have created a standard for health and fitness, much like the entertainment industry creates standards of beauty, and they want you to spend the bulk of your years and money trying to obtain it. And this is why most people are stuck. They don't want you to face the reality that you're never going to be a size 2 if you're a woman, or have a 30-inch waistline if you're a man, because reality doesn't sell, fantasy does. Now, I've always been realistic with my clients. If you're looking to drop 100 pounds in this January, it would be more realistic to think in terms of June the following year to lose that 100 pounds. But that's not what Weight Watchers promises, is it? See, they promote you'll lose 30 pounds your first month guaranteed. And so what we do is do the math in our heads. And we think that, okay, if I could lose 30 pounds in the first month, then in 3 months I can lose 90 pounds. It just doesn't work that way. No wonder Only 1% of all people who begin a New Year's resolution to lose weight are ever truly successful. By the second and third month, the reality of weight loss sets in, and now they are prepared to give up. But who would get discouraged if they knew what it really took to not lose but redistribute their body fat? If you knew that fat had numerous responsibilities in the body other than to make you hate looking in the mirror, would you change your thinking about fat? Maybe even about yourself? Still, the greatest potential lies in your ability to change the fitness between your ears. Dear friends, I wish above all things that you prosper just as your soul prospers. You've been listening to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio with your host, Tiaja. Take a moment and check out our brand new website that approaches your health and fitness from the inside out, from a spiritual perspective. It's called Training the Temple, something I believe we all need to do more of in 2019. I will put a link to the website in you channel in the description. Also, please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Snapchat, as well as all of your other favorite social media. One last thing, show your support by hitting that subscribe button and sharing this podcast with your family and friends, or download our app at tiajae.podbean.com. Also, check out our YouTube channel titled T's Universe and its podcast titled T's Reverse, where we bring you all the latest news and current events using spoken word over some outrageous beats. And stay tuned for our February lineup of T's Reverse, where I will be hosting with some guests the hot topic about male and female relationships. Do men lie and cheat more, or do women just lie and cheat differently? And is there really such a thing as cheating at all? You'll definitely want to join us for this hot debate coming to T's Reverse in February. Finally, don't forget to stop through our flagship website at www.urbanxfitness.net, where you will find our online stores, the Urban Experience Fit Stores 1 and 2, and there you can download our unique home and gym workouts, our dietary menus, as well as purchase some remarkably bold teas and spark your own revolution of self-care. Then head over to our small library of my hand-picked, personally endorsed nutritional products. Okay, got it? Okay, then get it. Until next week, as always, walk in health and peace.